Get ready for some fun.
I am not who you think I am.
I hate you.
Grow up with me.
I'm sorry that I'm myself.
You are still going to be cherished. I hope you know that.
Meet Enrique Garcia and Araceli Montaño, two spoken word poets, as well as two of the faces behind Spoken Futures Incorporated. During my interviews with them, I asked them questions about their background, past experiences with slam poetry, and their views on slam poetry. Here is a compilation of some of their answers.
Well, I was always really big. I love hip hop, so I had that background. But when I first saw my first slam poet was Logan Phillips. He kind of blew my mind on how poetry can be, approached. Because I thought this real cool guy and show us, because it was a school event that I went to. But it turns out it was this guy with his hair slicked back, cowboy boots, and I was like, nah, this guy doesn't know anything about poetry. As soon as his mouth opened, it was like that moment I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I approached him after his presentation, and he took me under his wing, so he taught me most of what he knows.
Well, I guess I always had kind of a sense of writing, but I just never knew about it. And in English class, my senior year of high school, my English teacher, Mr. Fisher, showed us, kind of introduced it to us. He had a little lesson on it. And during the time period that he showed it to us, I had just lost my brother. And so it all kind of just it gave me a way to vent about it since I hadn't been able to yet. So I wrote about it, and then he said if we came to this event, we got extra credit. So I was like, okay. So I came, and then I slammed, and I won the first slam that I came to. So I ended up coming back after that because it was just such energy. I was like, I'm gonna come back. And then
Congratulations.
yeah, and that was 3 years ago almost. So yeah, it's been a while.
You guys ever have one of those days where you end up somewhere really late at night drinking 3 cups of coffee, and then you get home and it's like, man, I just drank 3 cups of coffee and I can't sleep. Yeah. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, man, I feel like shit. But yeah, sleep is a stranger now. The birds seem to be chirping loud as fuck. Pancakes start to taste like peanut butter, and it doesn't rain. Mainly because we live in Tucson, but I swear I saw a drop land on my open palms, waiting for a hand to hold. I have a bad habit of picking at scabs, reopening wounds, tearing skin, trying to rip out what's left of myself, having staring contests with demons and mirrors, running my hands through my hair, looking for horns. I stopped playing with the creatures under my bed. These pills, they told me it wasn't safe, so I became the monster. I don't recognize the person who's looking back at me. He has black holes for eyes. He's screaming, but he doesn't move his lips. He swears to me when the lights go dark, as clear as God in a pitch black room. He says, do it, do it, do it. And as I look into his eyes, I wish he would move his lips, yell for help, rip the words out of his chest and write me suicide notes, but silence is all I get. Almost 3,000 people commit suicide each day. 3,000 hearts broken, confused, and abandoned. I imagine the sound of 3,000 drums beating in unison, making beautiful music, trying to wake up every lost soul and remind them what it feels like to dance. These drum beats beat me back to reality, and I find myself staring back in the boy in the mirror. He raises his hand to his face and tries to rip his mask off. I see burns on his fingertips from hearts held too closely, scars on the tips of his toes from dancing with broken memories. I have a bad habit of picking at scabs. It reminds me that not everything has a happy ending. By the time I finish this poem, 2 more people have taken their lives. So the next time you see the stranger in the mirror, I hope you ask how they are doing. I hope you listen, and I hope it helps.
Some of my poems dealt with insecurities and self-image and side, like about Arizona and the government issues going on specifically in our community that I've kind of just like threaded through my poetry. And then a lot of the times I reoccur poems like from my brother. So like if I wrote a poem about that situation now, it would be different than the first poem I wrote about him, which I've done. So there's a couple poems like about him and then like politics and social things kind of all weaved.
Accepting your identity, coming to know yourself as a human being, definitely culture, really big culture. I think whatever you inherit from your parents or your environment, you should definitely rock that until you no longer make it to. Definitely humanity, really big. Like breaking the barriers, misunderstanding and ignorance, just coming together as people.
What is it like being gay? Do you mean what is it like being human, or what is it like being treated like a stereotype? Teacher, you must admit, what is it like living every day in a society that labels you an unconventional human being? Woo! Where should I start, teacher? How about when I came out of the closet, or perhaps when I was trapped in it? Did I say closet? I meant depression. Did I say depression? I meant hell. Teacher, are you asking what is it like to live in your own personal hell? I know, God didn't create this. Fabricated by societies and mass media, unknowingly sewed together with strings of ignorance, and teacher, I partly blame you for this. How can a community of people gain respect if their history isn't taught, if their struggles aren't respected, if their heroes didn't die in vain? Teacher, this is my queer theory. Before you could understand what it's like being gay now, you should have taught it to past. You left me out of your textbooks. You forgot to mention the gay liberists and the handout for counterculture. You're just countering knowledge. Your textbook has been wrung out of milk. Where are the gay activists standing next to the Black Panthers and female empowerists? But our historic leaders got cheated out. Bayard Rustin, Frank Kameny, Craig Rodwell. Where are their chapters? Teacher, it didn't start with Stonewall. Our country used to teach cops how to scan out homosexuals to beat and harass. What section can I find the glossary on? Did you know, teacher, after World War II, homosexuals found in concentration camps were either relocated to Allied prisons or were just left there? Because you left that out of your lesson. What day do you have planned to teach my history? What is it like being gay? Do you know why we're called that? Was it created a falsity that we're happy? Teacher, do you think I'm happy? Society would accept me more if you included me in your lesson plan. Those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it, but when are you going to start teaching it? Less children would be combined to cause the doors and razor blade if proud leaders were in their homework. Teacher, let me teach you what it means to be gay, so in the future, everyone should know.
Definitely gives me the space to kind of talk. I feel like the slam poem, like now for me, is more of a conversation with either myself or to the people I want to target or want to, get this poem across to. So for instance, the music, like you have the beat to worry about, you have the flow to worry about, you have all these different things. So with slam, it's kind of your breath and how many things you can say in one breath. So it makes it easier for you to just channel what you want to say or strip away everything that might, steer the audience away from what you're really saying. So slam poetry is a really fair form of showing what one person's feeling, So it's like very, I wouldn't naked, I guess. Like it's out there. It's for you to grab, the audience to grab.
It empowers me in a way that nothing else has before, and there's a support system in the community that will listen. So as a youth, there's many times where you try to explain yourself and people won't listen to you because you're too young or because you're a woman or whatever. And this is like one of those places and one of those opportunities where you can write whatever you want to say and say it to a coffee shop full of people or like at a community event, and people are kind of forced to listen to you. So it's definitely like, I don't know how to explain it. It's an outlet for a lot of people who don't know how to express themselves in just saying things plain out or that. So like, there's a lot of people who write because they don't like speaking out blatantly, so they won't just say something that's on their mind, but a lot of the times writing helps them portray that.
In conclusion, spoken word and slam poetry provides a sanctuary for those who seek it. For the poet, it gives them a judgment-free environment to express themselves however they'd like. And as for the audience, it can give them a fresh perspective on things as well as encourage them to express their individuality as well.